Hello everyone, Master Dr. Ravi Agrari. Welcome to all of you on this Purvanchali's online platform. This is a science and technology class and now we are here in the lecture number 4. So in this entire lecture number 4, my topic of discussion will be especially prelims question paper 2017 analysis. And now with this video, 19, 18 and 17, this 3-year question paper will over guys. So let us start for the science and technology prelims analysis question paper 2017. Fine guys. So in this beginning I would like to inform about online classes of Purvanchal IS that you can see on a screen guys, that many courses we are providing you right now, like science and technology module, especially even environment separate if you are interested. Both two courses, they are merged together if you are interested. So these are many module courses available, and a part of this guys, UPSC full GS class prelims cum mains available. UPPSC is available hardly at the cost of 11,999. RMP PCS prelims cum mains 9,999. So this is entire courses that we are providing you here right now as a sustainable education. So it's online platform, and side by side we are also providing you face-to-face classes as economical institutes. Those are working in Gorakhpur, UP. So guys, this is previous question paper analysis of 2017. See, first question that UPSC asks here, this is from particle physics. Okay, and what is the question in your paper? UPSC asks you the terms event horizon, singularity and string theory, plus one more theory and model that is called standard model. So 4 names are here. One event horizon, second singularity, next string theory, and one more is a standard model. Okay, question is here, these are sometimes seen in the news in the context of. Actually guys, for the understanding of universe. Okay, for the understanding of universe, many theories, many models are given. Okay, many scientists are behind it. They even try to inform us that how universe came, what happened in the beginning of universe. And even those theory you can see here guys, okay, that some strings are there in between the under the atoms. Okay, what is the concept of singularity? And see, under these all 4 different theories and model, those you can see on a screen guys, here standard model is highly valid. Even I will discuss in detail about a standard model. Okay, so these all theories and models are actually given for the information about understanding of universe. So it will be a correct answer. So observation, understanding of the universe. Okay, even many concepts, even many research work, experiment, okay, that worldwide many countries are going to perform. Okay, these all experiment, actually they are trying to prove the concept of standard model. Yeah, you can say guys that every experiment those are going to be happen right now, behind all this experiment have a standard model. And I told you guys standard model is a highly valid model. It said that this entire universe formed because of fundamental particles, even forces. Okay, so matters, fundamental particles and forces, these are the various components behind the formation of universe. How this boson particle, God particle came, quark, lepton, muons, neons. So every discussion I will do. Even one of the question UPSC has in the mains paper of 2018. Okay, that was Bose-Einstein statistics. So somehow standard model will also connect with Bose-Einstein statistics. How it will connect and what will happen, it will come under the entire discussion part in particle physics. So it's very general guys. UPSC has general term. This type of terms are connecting through. So it's connecting through understanding of universe. Okay. Even while going to the discussion of particle physics, I will tell you guys how universe formed through Big Bang. 13.6 billion years ago, what type of incidents happened? A big explosion happened, and why that explosion happened? And finally the concept of Aryabhat, zero concepts. Okay, how zero represent as universe? So that is a mathematical value of plus and minus. Okay, so here one is represent as a matter and second represent as an antimatter, and both merge together and finally they form a universe. But it will come in a static part, not here. Second question guys. Second question in your paper is actually from food and additives. And food and additive portion I mentioned in my book under miscellaneous chapter. This is mentioned in miscellaneous chapter. This is mentioned in miscellaneous chapter. Question is here guys that mainly material those are commonly used, are consumed, and second side unwanted or controversial chemicals. These are the many pairs in front of this. And here UPSC is asking you which pair is oblique are correctly matched. Yeah, correct guys. One thing, lipstick have a lead. Of course guys, it is always in the news that many of the branded companies, even they are doing it for the shining in lipstick. Okay, so that is not good for the women. Even those people are using this lead based lipstick. Okay, the second one is soft drinks. Soft drinks you can call as a aerated drinks. Aerated drinks, I hope you can understand. When you open this lid, you will get a sound. Shh. Okay, so soft drink is called as a aerated drinks. Actually, there is some story behind the soft drinks. Okay, that you can call as a soda. Discovery or development of soda. And you know what is the main component of soft drinks and soda? Bicarbonated water. Bicarbonated water. And this is the bicarbonated water that you people find out sound when you open a lid. Shh. You know, Pepsi Cola bottle you open. So it's a bicarbonated water. Okay, but here UPSC asks you soft drinks connecting with the brominated vegetable oil. Yes guys, in which case of soft drinks have a connection of brominated vegetable oil? I will tell you, that is in the case of Limca kind of products, lime products. Okay, brominated vegetable oil is used. Okay everybody, fine. Even different chemical mixing we are doing in different nature of aerated drinks. You know the orange flavor Mirinda, okay, have glycerol acetate. So these are different chemical substance guys, glycerol acetate. Okay, that people are doing mixing under the very meaning of the what? Aerated drinks. And that example you can see here through a screen guys. So the soft drinks have brominated vegetable oil. Yes, it is in Limca. Next one guys, Chinese food item. Even in the case of Maggi noodles, you know, earlier there was a news that Maggi noodles have a lead, which is not safe for children guys. Lead is very toxic and it directly affects the central nervous system. Central nervous system is brain and spinal cord. Okay, later on have a news that Chinese food item have a MSG. MSG means monosodium glutamate. That name you can see guys, monosodium glutamate. And that is the reason guys, the Maggi noodles people stop to consume. Chinese food item people stop to consume. And you know the purpose is what? This monosodium glutamate mixing people do with the Chinese food, fast food. Why? Especially purpose behind it what? As a taste enhancer. These are as a taste enhancer. So this is the reason even whenever you people will think about Chinese food items, salivation start. So it is because of monosodium glutamate. You are going to addict. And of course the shopkeeper try to mix up it. The reason that material, the food item become more tasty. That restaurant owner will do it guys. That their own food item will become more tasty. And you will go in that shop every time. And of course you understood the reason. But monosodium glutamate is very dangerous guys. Up to certain level it is recommended. But beyond it, it is dangerous. Okay, it damages your kidney guys. Even arthritis, even asthma, this type of issues even common with the help of monosodium glutamate. And that is the reason this type of mixing is not safe. And even in the case of children, it is very dangerous. But whatever the reason in that moment of time, I'm not going out that some political reason was also there. Some Swadeshi type of product was also in the market. Okay, so but finally what happened guys, that court has given a decision that okay fine, it has under the recommendation, that recommended dose, not beyond it. So it is safe for the health of children and the dead for everyone. So now the people are using this Maggi and all. Okay, but Chinese food item you should be alert guys. The local shop and all, even standard also, they are doing the mixing of monosodium glutamate. Okay, and the fast food type of item is not good for you guys. Your immunity is going to decrease. You people having a lot of problem you are going to face. So here 1, 2, 3 all answer will correct. 1, 2, 3 all answer will correct. Now the third question is OLED based, organic LED. Next question is OLED based. Okay, actually here UPSC asks you how OLED means organic light emitting diode television. Okay, this material can be used for digital display in many devices. OLED material can be used for digital devices. Okay, display in digital devices. What are the advantages of OLED display? What are the advantages of OLED display over LCD products, liquid crystal display? So here the comparison of LCD and OLED, that was UPSC question. Comparison how OLED advantages over LCD, means how OLED TV is better than LCD. Even when I'll discuss about the television, guys, okay, television came with two words, and these two words are Greek words, tele and vision. Tele means distant, and vision means sight. In Hindi, if you try to translate it, so distant means dur and sight means darshan. So it will become as a Hindi term as a Doordarshan. So what is the Hindi name of television? Doordarshan. But Doordarshan in India is a channel, guys. In India, Doordarshan is a channel. Okay, Doordarshan as a channel. Now see what next. Actually, television, those developed worldwide, how we classified on the basis of screen. The one television, one side of television, one type is CRT. CRT is cathode ray tube. And second type is flat panel display. And second type is what? Flat panel display. So one is cathode ray tube and second is flat panel display. So these are two types of television. CRT, you know, box wala television, where have a inside picture tube. The posterior side have an electron gun. Okay, front side have a fluorescent screen. I will discuss. You wait. I will discuss. Okay, I will discuss. Okay. Just a minute, guys. Okay. CRT is right now outdated. It is not in market right now. But yes, flat panel displays are available, and different types of flat panel based display based technologies right now available, like, you know, LCD, plasma, then LED came, then further the different types of LED, edge LED, array LED, organic LED, that is called OLED. Your question is on this OLED, and one more updation in the OLED, that is called QLED, quantum dot LED. And the quantum dot is a kind of nanomaterials that we people are using. Okay, here the images will be very light and very means bright images will come. In the case of LED, the images, OLED, the images is not better than QLED, but QLED is much more better, guys. Here you will find the image as a real image. Here you'll find the image as a real image. Okay, everyone, fine. So here UPSC when asking you, so how OLED is better than LED? This is the question. Okay. So OLED display can be fabricated on flexible plastic substrate. It is right, guys. Actually, some flexible plastic substrates material we people are using in the case of OLED, and that is the reason OLED material are soft material. And even OLED TV is that, guys, which people can also roll out like a carpet. We can roll out like a carpet. Okay, everybody, fine. So that is, and one thing more, guys, that some embedded in clothing, actually rollout display embedded in clothing can be made using OLEDs. It is right, guys. Actually, this time the people are crazy to find a very thin layer of screen. Even this type of screen is also possible. This type of a screen is also possible in the case of OLED TV. Okay, and it is very soft in soft material, guys, and that is the reason we can bend this side, and here the TV can be become as a what? Curve TV. We can make a TV as a curve TV. So curve TV that is available in the market, that is the type of OLED. A special shape. We bend from both two sides. Okay, everybody, fine. Actually, embedded clothing material with some super semiconducting material we are using there, and those we can use for display purposes. I will discuss how OLED is working. So working process of OLED I will explain with you. So the second statement is right. So roll up display embedded in clothing can be made using OLED. It is right. And how it happened, that entire procedure I will describe with you. And this television technology will come in which topic? Miscellaneous. And this is not the first time that UPSC asked. Even in 2011 around, UPSC asked the question, comparison between LCD, plasma and LED. Comparison between LCD, plasma and LED. So be alert, guys. Okay, fine. Third, the first is right and second is right. What is the third? Transparent display are possible using LED. Yes, guys. Optical transparency is a feature that is possible through the help of OLED TV. Okay, and you know, this time have a lot of online classes. Few platform even providing you online classes where you know what is inside in these cases. Okay, the front side have a screen that is transparent screen, back side have a facality. Okay, and when you will write on the screen, guys, I will write on the screen. Okay, and everything will display in front of you. But it is a case of enantiomer, superimpose. I hope you know this chemistry. If you don't know, so don't worry, it's not required here for UPSC. If I'm writing on the through right hand, but in front of this, those recording is going to be happen, you will find me that I'm writing with left hand. Okay, and here this OLED type of materials we are using for transparent display. Okay, everybody. So this is really great job, guys. But one thing I will tell you guys, in the present scenario, if you see, so better TV than OLED is the QLED. Okay, and one thing more you people understood, guys, that TV those become curved. It is because it is what? It is the kind of organic material that we are using. Even when I will discuss a concept of graphene, graphene will come in nanotechnology. Graphene will come in nanotechnology. So in that period of time, I will tell you guys that graphene, which is the application of nanotechnology, it can be also used for optical transparency. Okay, and so that is the reason we can use graphene in LCD, LED, OLED type of technology. Okay, everyone. So that graphene discussion I will do under nanotechnology. Okay, when I'll go into the discussion of two-dimensional picture of carbon allotropes. So then its example will be graphene. Even graphene was also UPSC question in 2012 prelims examination. Okay, everyone, fine. So what will be here? All three option will correct. Okay, fine. Now we come on the fourth question. Fourth question is, guys, what is the application of somatic cell nuclear transfer technology? This is a biotechnology chapter. Actually, when I'll discuss with you about cloning topic, then in that time I will tell you guys there are two types of cloning. Okay, the one is the reproductive cloning. And reproductive cloning is also called as a complete cloning. And second, I will tell you that is called therapeutic cloning. And second type is what? That is therapeutic cloning. Therapeutic cloning is also called as a organ cloning. So therapeutic cloning also called as organ cloning. So that discussion I will do. The reproductive cloning, same desired organism you will produce. Same desired organism, me again, similar to me will produce. It's a complete cloning. Therapeutic cloning, just like inside my body have a kidney, same kidney produced. Okay, that is a therapeutic cloning or organ cloning. And you know, guys, in the case of reproductive cloning and all, okay, for animals or anyone, okay, in that cases what happened? We are using somatic cell nuclear transfer technology. Somatic cell nuclear transfer procedure. Actually, if I want to develop a clone, your clone, so I have a need of your somatic cell. So I will take your somatic cell. Okay, there are two types of cell. Even whenever I discuss with you the basic concept of biotechnology, in that time I describe you there are two types of cell in living organism. The one is somatic cell and second is the reproductive cell, or germ cell, or generative cell. There are three names. There are two types of cell. That discussion I will do during cell division. The one that is called somatic cell and second that is called germ cell, generative cell, or reproductive cell. Somatic cell is that, guys, okay, which have a 23 pair of chromosomes and it divides through mitosis division. Mitosis division means same replica of cell produced. And somatic cell have how many number of chromosomes? 23 pair of chromosomes. So this is your nucleus within the somatic cell and 23 pair of chromosome. Whenever you will give me your single somatic cell, guys, what I will do, this somatic cell nucleus, which is 23 pair chromosome, which have 23 pair chromosome, I will transfer into a egg cell. This is the egg cell of known person or unknown person. Okay, egg donor from egg bank. Okay, I will collect a egg cell, and in that egg cell I will remove a nucleus and implant entire somatic cell nucleus. So entire somatic cell nucleus, when it will come into the egg cell based nucleus I remove there. So now what is here? Now this is the condition: egg cell with somatic nucleus. So this is what happened, guys. Somatic cell nucleus transfer into egg cell, and then finally this system, this entire procedure that we have done, this combination we will put into the nutrient medium. Further the cell divide and reach to the blastocyst stage. This blastocyst stage of a baby, okay, we implant into surrogate mother, and this surrogate mother will develop a entire organism. So this is the procedure. But again I repeat, this entire procedure, how we utilize, okay, this entire procedure, how we utilize this somatic cell nuclear transfer technology for clone formation, I will discuss under biotechnology, and it will take so much time, guys. Some picture I will make on board. Actually this question paper I am going to show you through PowerPoint presentation, but the running topic will come through board, guys. Okay, this type of question is possible to write on board. See how much time I will waste. So better I made this all the question paper here, okay, and just to discuss you through this, because the motive is to represent all these question paper those UPSC asked, and to represent myself, guys. Okay, this is the topic. Okay, for that I am taking your classes. Okay, an entire discussion I will do, entire discussion. Okay, everybody, fine. Now the next question: in India, it is legally mandatory for which of the following to report cyber security incidents? See, guys, cyber security, our internet services, cyber system should be safe and secure. Cyber system should be what? Safe and secure. Everybody know? Fine. At which level there is a need to report on cyber security incidents? Service provider, of course, guys. And internet services, those are the service provider. Okay, they have a chances of cyber attack, so they should have to report. So they will report definitely, guys. Data center, where all the information or data is even safe. Okay, even government still have their own data center where the government data even safe, guys. Here they still have a chances of what? Cyber attack. So further they will also give a report on cyber security incidents. And body corporates, any industry, guys, any corporate body, they still have their own information and data, guys. There is also chances of any kind of cyber attack and all. And this is the reason all three will come under what? Under report on cyber security incidents. They follow. I hope you guys clear. And this entire discussion will be the part of cyber security, and this will come under ICT, Information Communication Technology chapter. Okay, everybody, I'm little bit fast. The reason I'm showing you question paper, not discussion. Okay, next question. Very beautiful question. Very, very beautiful question. Even when Einstein said in 1915, through Einstein's general theory of relativity, that gravitational waves exist, and due to presence of gravitational waves, okay, those gravitational waves in our surroundings, guys, sometimes they even pass from the surface, we can detect and we can find out many answers about this universe mysteries. Universe is a mystery even, but through the help of study of gravitational wave, many answer we can get it. Okay, even in 2019 have a question, guys, merging of two black hole provide the incidence of gravitational waves. Okay, Einstein general theory of relativity, 2018 prelims. This is 2017. Again in 2017 question came from gravitational wave. Actually here those question UPSC made, it was based on what is the purpose of evolved laser interferometer space antenna, means ELISA project. You know, ELISA project is a future project. Okay, and I will tell you it will take around 15 to 20 years. I got somewhere that around 2030, 2034. Okay, so around 15 to 20 years and a plus, it will take time. Actually, behind this e-Lisa project, one project was Lisa project. e-Lisa is a upgradation for future project that will work, yeah, installed by 2030-34, means around 15-20 years it will take. Well, 10 years plus at least it will take. Okay, Lisa is a project. Lisa project, okay, it was started by European Space Agency. Lisa is a laser interferometer space antenna. This is the antenna that European Space Agency installed in space for the detection of gravitational waves. It is the past, guys. I am telling you, it was a news of 2014 when European Space Agency have done it. Approx 2014, and this project was successful. 14 or 15, I think. Later on, European Space Agency said that in future, upgradation of Lisa project, I will also send it and try to find out the existence of gravitational waves. And that name here as a e-Lisa project, Evolve Laser Interferometer Space Antenna. This is the complete name you remember. UPSC Prelims 2017. Question number 7. Question number 7 came from health and disease. This one came from health and disease. What was the question, guys? In tropical regions, okay, Zika virus disease is transmitted by same mosquito that transmit dengue. Very interesting question, guys. You know, dengue is caused by female Aedes. Dengue is caused by female Aedes, A-D-E-S-E, female Aedes mosquito. Okay, and Zika still even transmit through the help of female Aedes. So it means same mosquito transmit Zika and dengue both. So the first statement is right. Even whenever I'll discuss with you about the disease, so I will tell you Aedes transmit many diseases. Female Anopheles, female Culex, and female Aedes. These both, all three important. So whenever I'll go into the health and disease chapter, I will tell you in that time name of mosquito and which disease they transmit. This list is very, very important. So first statement is right. And the second statement, guys, sexual transmission of Zika virus disease is possible. Actually, in 2017, it was the news, guys, that Zika virus can also transmit through sex. If a person is contaminated through Zika and this person involved physically with any other person, okay, so that disease can be transferred. So that report was also right. So both two statement was right in that time. So Zika even also transfer through sex, guys. It was a news in that year 2017. Now come next question. Next question is, here UPSC asked you about some standard that Government of India made for consumer satisfaction, for the safety of consumer, guys. We all people are consumer, and what is government? Government is for the people, by the people, and of the people. What about the product we are going to purchase? Either a bulb, fan, AC, anything, guys. Any electronic items, bulb, anything else, guys. Even any food items, any products we are going to purchase from the market, it should be certified by government agencies, a government platform, and these both two are them. The one that is in your paper, guys, standard mark of Bureau of Indian Standard. Bureau of Indian Standard is mandatory for automotive tires and tubes. Actually, it is right. In Hindu newspaper, I think Hindu Indian Express, I got a news in 2017, 16, I think, and November 16 or 17. Okay, that for four more products, BIS certification is must, mandatory, and in these four, tire and tubes was also them. Okay, so it was a current news in that period of time. Okay, and Ministry of Consumer Affairs even brought this Bureau of Indian Standard. Even ISI that we people were using earlier, especially for electronic devices, okay, certification. This time that certification BIS even provide. There is no ISI right now. Okay, so in that way this BIS is working. Okay, what is the egg mark? The second one. Here UPSC is asking you, this first statement is right, absolutely right. Okay, egg mark Egg mark means agricultural marketing. Agricultural marketing is a quality certification mark issued by the Food and Agricultural Organization. Agricultural marketing is a quality certification mark issued by a Food and Agricultural Organization. First your lesson, guys. Actually, those agricultural product we are going to purchase, yeah, any agriculture product is going to certify for marketing purposes. So egg mark is must. But egg mark is the government based, India government based. Okay, but what is this? This egg mark is issued by Food and Agriculture Organization. See, Food and Agriculture Organization is at international level of organization, and egg mark is the national level. So how national level is going to issued by international level organization? No, guys. So there is no coordination. This is a very smart question where UPSC try to confuse you. A national organization will control by international level of organization. No, guys, never. So there is no relation with the FAO and egg mark. It's okay. Egg mark, we can follow the principle of Food and Agriculture Organization to create our standard at international level of standard. Okay, but it is not that FAO is going to regulate each and every egg mark certification in India. No, guys, nothing. Okay, so there is no relations. So only one is right here and the second statement is wrong. Now we come next. Next question here, guys, about National Intellectual Property Right Policy. Here UPSC asks a question from National Intellectual Property Right Policy. What about the National Intellectual Property Right Policy? Okay, and which statements here statements are given regarding National Intellectual Property Right Policy, and UPSC is asking you statement which is oblique are correct. Is oblique are correct. Again I repeat, question keywords. Okay, where UPSC develop a question, National Intellectual Property Right Policy. Okay, fine. It reiterates India's commitment to Doha Development Agenda and TRIPS Agreement. Definitely, guys. We people, our National Intellectual Property Right Policy follow international level of standards. Okay, that even developed under Doha Development Agenda and even under TRIPS Agreement, India follow it. Even I will develop, guys. I will discuss entire discussion. Doha will come, TRIPS Agreement, India's National Intellectual Property Right Policy will come under IPR chapter. You wait. Okay, you wait. I will explain with you. That gate, Uruguay round, the 8th one was Uruguay round. That was very popular. Then WTO came. WTO have a, what about the norms of WTO? Okay, TRIPS, TRIMS, okay, IPRs, intellectual property rights. So every aspects I will discuss with you in that cases. In which dimension it is working. The first statement is right. Second one, guys, Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. That in short you can call as a DIPP. Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, DIPP, is the nodal agency for regulating intellectual property rights in India. For regulating intellectual property rights in India. So Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion is the nodal agency for regulating intellectual property rights in India. This is the question. Again I repeat, DIPP is the nodal agency for regulating intellectual property rights in India. Yes, guys. If any kind of disputes or problem happen regarding intellectual property rights, but one information is not connecting in this statement, that should be relating to industry. If it is connecting with the industry, okay, fine, not mentioned as an industry, okay, but regulating the intellectual property right in India or not? Yes, but mostly it is industrial. Industrial, any problem in this industrial. So industrial regulation and control, IPR purposes, DIPP is working in India. Even CMAP, even iPrisma, okay, iPrisma, this type of concept is connecting with DIPP. Those I will explain with you. How CIPM, how iPrism is working. iPrism is that way, guys. Through that we are going to nurture the new generations. And we are going to divert them that you should work especially for R&D purposes and try to develop something that will be helpful for India's patent. We are promoting the new brain, nurturing this brain. Okay, so in that way, the second statement is still correct. And today, you know, the DIPP has a new name. Now there is no name of DIPP. 2017 the name was DIPP, but today update is DIPP have a different name. Under IPR chapter I will tell you what about the recent name. Now we'll come into next question. Next question is 11th, and that is based on genome sequencing. Genome sequencing. Okay, and UPSC is asking you, okay, with reference to agriculture in India, how can the technique of genome sequencing, often seen in the news, be used in immediate future? Be used in immediate future. So, okay, fine. Genome sequencing future and the reference of Indian agriculture aspect. This is the question in your paper. And at last, correct answer. Search correct answer. So first you tell me guys, do you know about genome sequencing or not? Genome sequencing means, what is genome actually? Genome means sum of all the gene. Sum of all the gene. There are different ways to define genome. Again I repeat, there are different ways to define genome. Okay, there are different ways to define a genome. Sum of all the gene, 3 into 10 to the power 8 base pair length of DNA, approx 40,000 genes. In that way, there is many ways to define haploid set of chromosome number. There is many concepts. But for that, you have to listen static part first. This is the entire static part, guys. No current affairs here. General questions. And again, I repeat the same words. See, level of your exams. If you will not have a basic clarity, how you can solve UPSC question paper? Okay, so first of all, you should be crazy for knowledge, and you should see question paper. That I'm doing here in the beginning, guys, of this entire course. Okay, so genome you understood. Now question is, where is a gene? Genes are present within DNA. Where is a gene? Genes are within DNA. So where is a gene? Genes are within a DNA. Okay, everybody. Now another point. Question is here, guys. Genome sequencing can be used to identify genetic marker for disease resistance and drought tolerance in various crop plant. See one thing. Through genome sequencing, you can identify particular gene into a living organism or not. This is the genome sequencing, na? Actually, through genome sequencing procedure, we can find out where is the gene and what about the gene. Those are responsible for different type of characters. Yes, we can do it. And a lot of the research is going on, especially for genome sequencing. Okay, and you will identify the particular gene. Suppose guys, suppose you want to identify a particular gene. Those are responsible for disease resistance. Those are responsible as a drought tolerance character. So through genome sequencing, you just check inside the entire DNA with genome sequencings. Okay, inside this plant is a disease resistance, yeah, drought tolerant based character. Okay, so you can identify. And what about the next? You separate that drought, yeah, disease resistance genetic genomes and transfer to the another plant that die in the drought and in disease cases of any attack of any kind of pathogens. So now the another plant, those receive this type of gene, they will have a resistance and they will save their own life. And how we transfer a gene? Recombinant DNA technology. Yeah, rDNA technology, that will come in technology part. So yes, through genome sequencing, we can identify the particular gene, genetic marker, guys. The particular gene means we can identify particular genetics, means gene marking. Gene marking means particular gene will identify. And which type of gene? Any kind of gene, guys. Either it is related with disease resistance, drought resistance, flood resistance, insect resistance, many. So genome sequencing will help you in this case. The first statement is right. Second statement is here, guys. This technique help. You see board. This technique helps in reducing the time required to develop new varieties of crop plants. It means short duration varieties. Yes, guys. Through genetic engineering technology, we can do it very easily. And through gene sequencing, you will identify a particular gene within any plant, guys, and transfer into a plant. And later on, what happened? The plants will find what? Short duration, and they will grow very fast. A plant that was taking 6 months, okay, to become as a seed, now here the plant is taking hardly 3 months, 4 months. So throughout the year, earlier the plants grow in once, now the plants you can grow twice and thrice because of short duration nature. And how this short duration genetic sequences you will identify? Genome sequencing will help you. Okay, so one side of genetic character you identify through genome sequencing, and you transfer through genetic engineering technology to another plants, and now the duration varieties become short. And this plant you can grow twice and thrice within a year. More productivity, massive productivity. Third statement you see on the screen. It can be used to decipher the host pathogen relationship in the crops. Very interesting. Host and pathogens relationship we can identify. Yes, guys. Actually, you know, what is pathogen? Pathogen is a disease causing agent. Very standard question. Pathogen is a disease causing agent. Virus, bacteria, those can create a problem inside your body. Is called pathogen. I'm not telling a curd forming bacteria. That is not a pathogen. Even that is good probiotic food. That is probiotic food. Okay, so here question is, it can be used to decipher the host pathogen relationship in the crop. Yes, guys. Actually, you know what happened? When any pathogen attack on host plant, any disease causing agent attack on any plant or animal, but it is in the reference of agriculture, so of course this attack is on plant only, because upside the question is what? Agriculture. So it's a host is plant. Actually, why this pathogen effect to this host? Those host gene present, means plant gene present. This plant gene is responsible for the formation of some chemical substances, or overall some compounds. This plant synthesize some chemical compounds, and pathogen have a need of that chemical compound, maybe as a food, maybe some other reason. So ultimately the host based gene responsible for the formation of certain compound, and then this pathogen even attack, pathogen create any problem to the host. What you will do? Through genome sequencing, you will detect which genetic sequences in the host responsible for formation of any compound. That's why pathogen attack. Here you will check it and you can solve it. The first is what? First you identify your problem and then you crack your UPSC. Similar, if it is possible to even somebody's given UPSC attempt, given UPSC twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, even all 6 attempts, all in 6 attempts, they couldn't identify where is the problem. If problem you will identify, you have a problem in science, take your problem in economy, you have a problem in this geography, history, polity, and you will shut out, clear UPSC. So this is the reason. First, if you identify a problem, yes, this problem will be identified through the help of genetic sequencing. So all will correct. Wait, guys, this entire video series that I just making you here. Okay, this will be enough to crack your UPSC. Okay, and this is the reason I'm showing you first this question. Why it is must? Because in the running topic, this entire portion will be my part of discussion in this entire series. So second right, third right, all right. Okay, everyone, fine. Now we come on 12th question. Very interesting question, or very interesting question. And one thing, guys, very general question. Very general question. Okay, for that, for this type of answer, if you read the 6th to 8th standard of NCERT book, science book, so we will get this type of information about pollination, fertilization. So this question is based on that topic. Birds, bats, snails, these are pollinating agent. In that way, UPSC asks the questions. So question is very simple and behavioral. It's not technical, it's a general. Even you can consider this question also in ecology. You can also consider this question in ecology. Interdisciplinary. Now you listen question first. Okay, question first. Due to some reasons, if there is a huge fall in the population of species of butterflies, what could be its likely consequences? Okay. there is no butterfly in particular region. Entire losses of butterfly. You know guys, butterfly is a pollinating agent. Butterfly is a what? Pollinating agent. Responsible for pollination. Responsible for pollination. What is the pollination? Movement of pollen grain from one plant to another plant. And pollen grain is what? Male desired character of a plant. And how this pollen grain can move from one place to another place? Through the help of various agents. Maybe biotic agent, maybe abiotic agent. Biotic agent means living organism, bat, bee, birds. Abiotic agent, wind and water. They will also involve for the movement of pollen grains. You tell me guys, if butterfly will lose in the particular area, so finally there is a chances to stop pollination. If pollination is stop, so ultimately that diversity is stop, productivity is stop. Because after pollination, okay, when the male character reach to the female guys, pollen grain, in this pollen grain have a male gamete, yes, sperm nuclei, it fuse with the female reproductive partake, zygote formation happen. The zygote develop, form a seed, fruit, flower, fruit, seed. There is different order guys. I will discuss under the plant life cycle. First flower, then fruit, then seed will grow, then small plantlets come. You grow the small plantlets, the plant will be adult. So in that entire process, the entire thing happen. So I hope you people are clear guys. If there will be no butterfly, so pollination is stopped, it will affect diversity in that particular area. And what is the first statement? You see, pollination of some plants could be adversely affected. Of course guys, because butterfly is responsible for that plant pollination. So it is possible 100%. The first statement is right. What is the second statement? You read on the screen. Second statement is here guys. There could be a drastic increase in the fungal infections. There could be a drastic increase in the fungal infection of some cultivated plants. There could be a drastic increase in the fungal infections of some cultivated plants. See how logically UPSC make a question paper. Okay, how logically UPSC make a question paper. Okay, you don't think so that UPSC is a factual question paper, okay, that you mug up this 5-page notes, 50-page notes and you will crack UPSC. See, logical questions. And here in this entire series, I will do it guys. Okay. Even when I see this type of creative question in UPSC examination, even automatically smile come. And you will also have a smile. Okay, when you will have in that level of concepts. It's not factual guys, it's not factual. It's not that type of question that anybody can develop. Okay, you prepare this 500 question and crack UPSC. But it's okay, it's a market. If they will not make that type of video, so how you will attract? I told you now, if I'll make a video that without study crack UPSC, everybody see that video. Because I know very well guys, that you people have not the fighting tendency this time. Okay, not have a fighting tendency, but some of them among you have it. Those give this result. Okay, okay, fine, leave it. So there could be, again I repeat and solve this question. There could be a drastic increase in the fungal infection of some cultivated plant. You tell me guys, if there will be no butterfly there. Okay, so in that case, have a chances of fungal infection that will increase in that particular area. Alright guys, there is no relation of butterfly and fungal infection. You heard any time that butterfly carry one fungal disease from one plant to another plant? Never. There is no relation here guys. If there is no butterfly, so fungal infection automatically increase in that particular area. Please, no relation. Means when butterfly come, the fungi will always have a fear. Butterfly is there, I will not come to attack it, please. Okay, everyone. So there is no relation. The second is not here, guys. There is no connection with this. What is the third point? It could be lead to a fall in population of some species of wasps, spiders, and birds. Of course, guys, you just try to understand. Logic is here behind it. When butterfly is no more, pollination stop, suppose pollination stop, what happened? Diversity stop. No vegetation, no diversity. Okay, fine. If no diversity, many of the wasp, spider and birds, they are taking this particular areas based food material as a source of energy. When there is no diversity, so how this type of animal will depend on that diversity? Ultimately, they will die. I hope you understood. A food chain will disturb, and the possibility that inside the food chain, this wasp, spider and birds can die. Where they are taking the plant food, plant materials. So only 1 and 3 is right, not second. And answer is still bold here, guys. But logically, guys, logically. Okay, now, come. Very beautiful question in your paper. Very beautiful question in your paper. Now, listen to the question. It is possible to produce algae-based biofuel. Okay. It is possible to produce algae-based biofuels. But what is oblique are likely limitations of developing countries in promoting this industry? So algae-based biofuel productions. Okay. And what about the limitations with the developing countries in the promotion of this alga-based biofuel production? Means alga-based biofuel production have what kind of the limitations in developing country? This is the question. This is the question. Okay, first you tell me, you just try to understand. Do you know algae or not, guys? Alga or algae? Singular, plural. Actually, guys, algas are very specific group of plants. They are green in colors, involved in photosynthesis, and they are aquatic in nature. Aquatic in nature means they grow in water bodies. Aquatic in nature means they grow in water bodies. There are two types of aquatic nature. The one is fresh water and second is marine water. One is a fresh water and second is marine water. Fresh water means ponds, lakes, rivers. Where ponds, lakes and rivers are available? Continent, land. And where the marine water? Sea, ocean. Sea, ocean. Here I have a marine water, fresh water, continents. And see, guys, some of the algae have been identified. Those have a lot of amount of lipid substance. Those have a lot of material as a lipid substance. Even Botryococcus, Cyochytrium, I mentioned in my book, 70% in their own body weight have a lipid components. Lipid is a kind of fats. So you grow these algae, obtain their own 70% weight as a lipid content, and through a chemical reaction. This name of chemical reaction is called as a transesterification. In the classroom discussion, those recording I will do here, especially those people join this module classes, entire GS part here. Transesterification process, this lipid will convert into biodiesel. This lipid will convert into biodiesel. Okay, this lipid will convert into biodiesel. So this is a process that we adopt for the utilization of alga-based lipid material compounds. Lipid is a kind of chemical compounds into biodiesel. But you know, guys, this procedure is a difficult process. It is not very easy process that easily through lipid you can convert into biodiesel. You should be technically sound. But one thing I will tell you, guys, alga-based biodiesel production, that is called third generation biofuel. This is called third generation biofuel. This is better than first and second generation. First generation, edible crop used for biodiesel production. Second generation, non-edible crop. In this moment time, this is enough. But not only this is a complete answer, some other answer I will also discuss. Neem based biodiesel production, 2013 UPSC prelims. Maize based ethanol production, UPSC prelims 2012 or 14. Even biofuel is this much important, guys. 5 to 6 times UPSC asks question from 11 to 19. This is a fifth or sixth time in this new pattern of prelims examination. Even if 1 hectare of area, you grow Jatropha. You know Jatropha and Pongamia, these are called biodiesel plant. Jatropha is also pop in the rural areas with the name of Ratan Jot. Okay. Listen concept first, okay. Don't try to write it. Writing, that will be in the class now after this entire part. Okay, wait. Okay, everybody, fine. So now question is here, if 1 hectare of area, you just grow Jatropha. 1 hectare area, you grow Jatropha. And 1 hectare area, you make a pond and grow alga. And now see throughout the year how much production happen. In this 1 hectare area, through Jatropha, and 1 hectare area through algae, how much production happen? 30 to 100 times more biodiesel production. 30 to 100 times more biodiesel production through algae. It means alga will give you massive diesel formation, massive diesel production. So economically, farmer will involve into the alga based biodiesel production, they will earn more. Economically viable. Now you see question paper. Production of alga based biofuel. Production of alga based biofuel is possible in sea only and not in continent. Wrong. Because alga also grow in continents. So continent based place we can also use for alga based biofuel production. Concept clear? Fine. Second, setting up and engineering the algal based biofuel production require high level of expertise. Yes, because trans-esterification process is a very difficult process. So you have to need high level of expertise until this construction is completed. Yes. The second right, first wrong. Third, economically viable. Yes, guys, the farmer will have a more benefit that will help them. That will help them, especially for their own social status. And it is ecologically viable. Why ecologically viable? Whenever I will take your classroom discussion, means here in coming future in energy chapter, I will tell you plant derived fuels that you call as a biofuel is a sustainable fuel. And if sustainable type of term I will use anywhere, so very less or no problem to the environment and human health. So it will come in that category. Now we come into the next question. And next question is what? Okay, fine. National Nutrition Mission. I spoken you guys always. Health and disease is very important topic. Health and disease is very important topic. So health and disease, okay, various issues and immunization program. This question is from immunization program. Which of the following are the objectives of National Nutrition Mission? So guys, National Nutrition Mission, those government brought, even every year there has some survey also. In which state, what about the conditions? Okay, purpose, health of women and newborns. Especially women, that the pregnant women care will come inside. Either pregnant women or lactating women. Lactating women means those women providing their own feed to their own newborn. They are providing lactations, milk feeding to their own baby, that type of lady. It means just recently few days happened that they have their own baby, guys, and their health is very, very important. Maternal mortality rate was very high in India. To shut out this type of problem, guys, okay, young children, women, adolescent girl, for everyone, National Nutrition Mission brought. But here government not promote it for their own food and all. Yeah, if female have a anemia and that type of problem, then cure and therapy is here. But it is not like that government provide a egg to their own home. Government provide kaju ya fruit and vegetable back to their own female house. No guys, this type of thing is not there. and fala many other points under immunization program I will discuss with you. Okay, so now you come and see points. First point, to create awareness relating to malnutrition among pregnant women and lactating mother. Yes. To reduce the incidence of anemia among young children, adolescent girl and women. Yes. To promote the consumption of millet, coarse cereals and polished. Nothing this type. To promote the consumption of poultry eggs. Nothing this type. Okay. The health wise issue is not diet wise issues. Okay. So here 1 and 2 will write, not other one. So this is the entire video that I finished you here, guys, and the rest at last chalte. If you are interested for this entire course, my module, science and tech separate, yeah, environment, yeah, both, yeah, entire GS courses at very nominal fees, because I have always promised you guys my institution, either it will be for face to face or for online. My motive will be education for all at very nominal fees. You can join us. So if you are from economically weaker section of society, you are female candidates, so better you take this course, guys. We are those faculty who are taking the classes of very reputed institutes. Okay, and we have a good experience. We are the authors, we are the civil servants, we are the directors of institutions. Not me, many other directors of institutions also connected with this whole entire platform for online classes and offline classes. Even face-to-face classes, Delhi-based teachers even go and take their own classes in Gorakhpur. Okay, so I hope so that we'll try to do more better for you guys at very nominal fees. So stay tuned with Purvanchal IS, YouTube, Telegram, some free videos also there that will help you. And if you are interested for entire courses, so you can contact on the given number. Given number you can see here, guys, 6393 641090, and second number is 9911 809 802. So thank you everybody, take care of yourself, meet you next time with the next video. Take care of yourself, have a good day, bye.